Okay, we'll bring this meeting to order. It's of the Stanley City Council meeting. It's a special meeting to approve the preliminary budget and the police department. I still would like to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, let's get right into that preliminary budget. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so the Employment Committee met on Wednesday, the 7th. They reviewed evaluations, and so all the employees will receive a 1.5% COLA. There are some employees that will also receive a small merit percentage as well. Budget Committee met yesterday. We discussed a lot of the projects, infrastructure, any upcoming projects. I guess after much discussion, there will be 200,000 put into, 300,000 put into the walking trail fund. I know there'll be some of those walking trails that will need to be updated, have some maintenance done on them. Sorry, I'm trying to get there. Yeah, 300,000 into the walking trail. There was also discussion of some work that'll need to be done out at the lagoon for cell number 2.
Yep.
So 300,000 will also be transferred into the sewer operating for that portion. Also with the Employment Committee, all of those wages have been figured into the budget. Anything else I'm really missing?
Right. Not that I can think of, I guess.
So we did decide there will be no increase. We decided to stay at the same mill levy as last year, which would be 50.75. Taxable evaluations did go down about 200,000 compared to last year. And I guess that's everything, because other than that, there was no major changes. And actually with staying with lower valuations and staying at the same mill levy as last year, it'll be about a 1.52% decrease from last year.
And I think that looks great as far as the city. That we're actually dropping rather than raising anybody's taxes, so.
I guess I'd just like to add on top of what Marley said, with the property tax vote that's coming up in November and these political subdivisions that have taken upon themselves to increase mill levies to max mill levies out for their particular political sub, with the thought that the property tax is going to change drastically so that they can set the bar at a higher level so that they can receive more money from the state down the road. By us, we're kind of a leader, I think, saying, hey, we're not only going to just keep our mills where they were, but we're going to accept that decrease in value so that the income to the city of Stanley is actually less. So basically what that equates to is our taxpayers will pay less property tax that live within the city of Stanley political subdivision. So in a year of turmoil with property tax, the city of Stanley has figured out a way to lower our taxes here in town by accepting the staying at the same mills with the decrease in property value. So for all of you guys, I commend you for keeping an eye on our taxpayers, not just taking that raise because you can.
That's exactly right.
They stayed at the same mill? Cause I'd heard that they were
That's great.
potentially raising
I think.
theirs to full. Okay. But generally speaking, across the state of North Dakota, not just picking on our local community, that is the general consensus. They're
Well, and-
splitting
and-
subs, raising mills.
It'd be easy to go that route. I mean, I understand their thinking too. Because you still want to have things going on and you have projects to do. I can understand their thinking on it, but I think this looks better for us and we're covered by our budget. So there was no need. And that's due to our city employees and the way things have been handled. I'm hoping next year we can drop it further. I think everybody should really look at their budget and try to decrease by 1.5% or whatever on their budgets. Come in lower. I think the more we can do that, the more we're doing our job. So,
I'd make a motion to approve the preliminary budget.
okay, is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? If not, Lynn, will you take a roll call?
Kirk,
Aye.
Ty,
Aye.
Randy,
Aye.
George,
Aye.
Chad.
Aye.
Hearing no nays, the preliminary budget motion passes. And now we're gonna have a very brief, talk by the police department.
Absolutely. I'll try to make this as brief as possible. Unfortunately, I have to share with you guys that we had an officer resign this week. Savannah Wilson is no longer employed by the Stanley Police Department, which is devastating to the department and the community. She was our SRO. She did a fantastic job. With her leaving, that kind of puts me in a bit of a bind because I need to figure out some stuff. I did reach out to the school district. The school district wants to continue with the SRO program because of the relationship that Officer Wilson created between the department and the school district and the relationship that she built with those students. They want to continue. So the reason I'm here today, I found an officer who in our department who wants to become an SRO, who wants to go fill that spot. So we're going to move that individual into that position. And then that leaves me a position open for patrol that I'm requesting permission today to hire. When we did interviews a month ago, there was a second person that the police committee interviewed that they were extremely interested in at that point. We did not have a position available at that time. I've reached out to that individual. He is still extremely interested, wants to come work for the Stanley Police Department, wants to work here in this community. So I'm asking permission today to hire him so we can get him through that process and have our department where we're supposed to be.
In order to do that, I'd like a recommendation by the police committee.
So recommend.
Is that what we got? Okay. So then I need a motion to approve hiring.
I'd make a motion to approve hiring another officer.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
This person from that you're hiring?
They currently reside in Tioga. He graduated from Tioga High School. He is married and he has a child, and they will be moving to Stanley,
How many years experience?
entry level. Yep. And he came he came recommended by the police committee when they went through the oral board process, the interview process.
Well, I tell you what. I like the fact that he's local as far as area. I'm seeing, we get a change in officers once in a while simply because, well, there's been reasons behind some of it, but I'm not saying that, but I think it's a lot easier to have local people that are used to this area, that know the climate, that have lived in the area for a while. I think you're going to be able to retain them longer.
Correct.
So I'm happy about that part of it. And if that family's moving to Stanley, I'm really happy about that.
Absolutely. And I know Randy's new, and just to let you know that in my year and a half being police chief here, we have gone through numerous processes where we've tried to apply or have applicants, and it is very difficult to find, first of all, anybody who wants to be a police officer in this day and age, and two, people who want to come to this region. The Stanley Police Department has definitely made a name for themselves since I took over, and with the help of the council that we have. And I have people trying now really hard to get here. So this was like a godsend that this happened the way it did.
Well, I'm super happy that the school wants an SRO.
Absolutely.
I think it's really important, and I think a lot of us, we're certainly hoping that that would happen, that they would end up liking it. Matter of fact, I wish we had two. I wish we had one for the grade school.
And I'm still working on grants and stuff with the school to make that occur.
So, okay, is there any further discussion?
I'm sorry.
Further question.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Move to adjourn. Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Motion carries. We are adjourned.